Así las instrucciones del vestidor. Golpes here, punches here, fine. Shake hands, good luck to both of you. Buena suerte a los dos.
For many years, fighters like Archie Moore, Sugar Ray Robinson, Bernard Hopkins at an advanced age fooled the experts and staged victories in fights that they weren't supposed to win. Does Sugar Shane Mosley have one more big, great fight in him? Antonio Margarito is going to try to prevent that from happening tonight.
And Antonio Margarito's tonight's fight, the other night against Miguel Cotto was his welcome to the world, but tonight he's got to prove that he's here to stay.
And round one has begun. Sugar Shane Mosley in the all-black trunks. Antonio Margarito, all red trunks.
One thing I want to see off the bat is if Mosley can reach Margarito with jabs. Really try to be able to, because that would enable him to get inside to flurry and then get out.
Mosley had a few words right into the ear of Margarito right there. Maybe the words were, "You're in for some tough work tonight."
And Shane Mosley has been known to get inside the head of his opponents, but more than anything to use his head in fights, and Margarito will have to be wary of that. And Shane Mosley, although he has great skills, can tend to be a dirty fighter at times.
Oh, good left hand from Mosley. Right on the side of the chin. Mosley has come out, folks, smoking.
Well, he resisted that urge to trade with Margarito for about 11 seconds.
About 11 seconds as we've skillfully set that up. That scenario where Mosley would be patient.
And we were talking about the headbutt, Raul Saiz immediately calling Shane's attention on it. And we see how Antonio Margarito actually felt the left hook of
Right hand from Mosley over the top. And you also got to remember against Daniel Santos of Puerto Rico, a headbutt was a loss suffered by Antonio Margarito. So that's something he suffered from before. But I'll tell you what, this is a message from the first minute and a half from Mosley.
Beautiful uppercut and then a right cross by Sugar Shane Mosley, who said, "I'm here to stand my ground." And the thing with Antonio Margarito, this is when you have to strike during the beginning of the fight because he gets stronger as the fight progresses. And there it is, another headbutt.
Complaining about the headbutts, Margarito. You better be worried about the uppercuts. A statement, in my opinion, from Mosley to Margarito. I am not intimidated. I've come here to trade.
Mosley's hands look very fast tonight. And the difference in hand speed at the beginning of the fight here is really quite astounding.
Now, the one thing about Margarito, he doesn't look crisp so far in the first round at all. Not offensively, and especially not defensively, which we expected.
He looks a little flustered, and we did mention the reach advantage from Mosley. And he digs in a body shot on the counter, and Margarito says, "Good one."
Yeah,
he said, "Good one."
He acknowledged it, and that was a heck of a right hand to the body by Sugar Shane, who early in his career, if you think back, had the reputation as one of the very best body punchers in boxing. He kind of got away from it a little.
And that's why he earned the respect of so many Mexican fight fans, because if you look on his record, he was beating a lot of Mexican fighters early in his career, and he did a lot of the Mexican style of going in there, exchanging punches and throwing to the body.
This is all hand speed. 1, 2, 3 from Mosley over the top. As Margarito has yet to settle into his rhythm because he's being very much attacked by the quickness and the speed and the left hand of Mosley. Good round for Mosley.
The type of round he needed to establish the respect that he needs to against Antonio Margarito, as we listen in on Capetillo in the red corner of the champ. When he plays you up, you need to throw the uppercut, go to the body.
Cuidado con la cabeza los dos, si no estén hablando de tonterías. Mouthpiece is in, seconds out.
In the post-fight analysis of Mosley's victory over Mayorga, it was mentioned that they thought Mosley had shown age and was wearing down under the pressure. He may have learned something from that. They got a long way to go. 37 years old is 37 years old, but it's definitely turned it around, especially when he had a few words directly directly into the ear of Antonio Margarito in the opening seconds of the first round. Let's see how Margarito responds.
Well, since you referenced the Mayorga fight, I certainly did not think that Shane looked good in this fight with Mayorga. And that, however, you have to remember, Mayorga's a very awkward, really weird style that you just don't see. You can't really even practice against because no one can imitate it. He'll get a more orthodox fighter here. And I thought that Mosley in that first round looked better than he did at any time, except for the Mayorga fight, other than the time when he knocked him out at the end of the fight.
And one of the things that Shane Mosley did was get bigger sparring partners that would pressure just as Margarito will do tonight, such as Enrique Ornelas, is one of the top-ranked middleweights in the world. So he's not going to be intimidated by Margarito's pushing him around, and actually he's trying to put a body on Margarito and not let him get off.
Let him go, Shane.
And he's not afraid to do, let's don't say dirty, but do the dirty work. There's a lot of in-close fighting.
Nice and relaxed.
Sort of reminding me of the glory days of Evander Holyfield when he would just rough you up in there. Mosley's not afraid to get in there and get down to dirty business if he has to.
Solid right earlier.
Oh, look at the combination, the speed.
And he was able to reach him there with the jabs, like I talked about at the beginning, Alan, and that set it up for the overhand right to come right behind it. He hit that right very well behind the jab.
Antonio trying to time him at this point, but it's tough when you got the hands to his Shane Mosley.
Look at Mosley tie him up, as I was just mentioning. Crowd doesn't like it.
Neither does Raul Caiz.
Caiz doesn't like it either.
Margarito is accustomed to falling behind in some of his fights, as he did in that one with Cotto, and of course he came back. But I thought he looked a little startled between rounds when he went back to his corner. I don't think he was expecting the ferocity that Mosley came at him with.
I don't think that right hand connected as well as the crowd thought it did. It was a big punch, but if it ever does, it will be devastating.
But that's the difference too, is that Shane Mosley is a guy who likes to slip punches, who likes to use his body and his waist to move. And that's a difference so far, that Margarito has yet to land a flush punch.
Margarito looks better in round two. Perhaps you didn't expect what he got in round one. He's always been a slow starter. We've made that mention numerous times. But look at Mosley going forward. And Margarito, you know, it's sort of turning the tides. If they expected somebody to put a body on somebody tonight, it was going to be Margarito. But Mosley, words to say.
And the warning was for Shane Mosley.
Margarito was starting to bounce a little, starting to push Mosley back.
Let's go.
Capetillo told Margarito in the corner, he moves his head a lot, so I need you to start going to the body. Let's see if he starts doing this here as the third round gets underway at the Staples Center. Over 20,000 fans here to see this WBA welterweight championship fight.
A record crowd in the history of this storied building tonight to watch this fight. And it has not been disappointing. We'll see if Margarito, as Richard goes, oh, there's another combination left-right. It's set up by the jab, and over the top comes Mosley.
Now it's Margarito who says, all right.
Now Margarito's opened up and trying to close the gap, and the crowd's going crazy.
Oh, it's getting rough in there, getting very rough.
The fans get on their feet because this is what they came to see. A rough and tumble matchup between one of the greatest at 147 and the current top 147-pounder in Antonio Margarito.
Good right hand from Mosley. Margarito could take a lot of punches. I tell you, we've seen it in the past. Mosley been very busy, but only in round three. There's the jab. Margarito trying to close that distance and work the body like Capetillo was trying to tell him in the corner. But you know what? If it has to turn into a brawl, so be it for Margarito.
In my opinion, Alan, although Cotto won those early rounds against Margarito and took the lead in that fight, I believe that Mosley has handed out more punishment and done more damage to Margarito in these early rounds than did Cotto.
In terms of effectiveness, his punches have been crisp, and he's actually gotten the attention of Antonio Margarito. And more than anything, I think he's got him out of his game plan just because of the fact that he's used his head so much.
From Mosley, and you see the smile on Margarito's face. Where did that come from? The speed has been the difference, guys. There it is again.
When have you ever seen a 37-year-old throw with that speed?
I've never seen it.
Unbelievable.
The question is, can he keep this up for 12 rounds against Antonio Margarito? Because as of now, has been masterful, and he's dominating the fight.
He cannot miss with that right hand. It is landing every time Mosley throws it. Look at him. He wants to throw that right, and so far Margarito has not been able to stop it.
Well, the way he's going to stop it, guys, if he goes to the body, he's going to have to get in close and go to the body. If he misses, though, with the speed of Mosley showing tonight, he's going to pay for it. Rounds lightning fast, coming up on 30 seconds left in round 3.
A lot of experts pick the first 6 rounds could be either 6-0 or 4-2 to Shane Mosley, and true to form, we knew Margarito would start slow, but he really hasn't shown much during his first 3 rounds, and this is where Margarito needs to catch a rhythm, and I think that's the best thing that Mosley's been able to do.
Oh, and another big right from Mosley. He has a slight grin on his face, but then he gets countered from Margarito as they go to clinching on the ropes. Then he comes out of the clinch and throws a left. Any questions about Mosley's ability to trade with Margarito?
Not at all.
First standing O from this crowd.
Wake up and don't let him get off without being punished.
Round 4. Margarito, the champion in the red trunks. Sugar Shane Mosley, 37 years old, dressed all in black tonight. The speed of Mosley has been the difference. And don't forget, he has a lot behind those punches, always has.
You know, it could be that there is a dramatic change at some time during the fight, but it's probably more likely that you would see Mosley start to slow a little bit, and that would kind of even it up. It might be a very small bit, and that might be all that Margarito needs. But right now, the speed, he's got to take that speed away from Mosley.
There's a long way to go after 3 rounds, guys. How did you have it first quarter of the fight?
Well, I have a 30-27, 3 rounds to none for Sugar Shane Mosley.
None more impressive than that third, where he really laid his hands on Margarito with solid combinations, and now going to the body, using his head once again. And I think that's what really is bothering Margarito more than anything. The punches I think he can take, he's just out of his game plan because Mosley has just been in there with the headbutts.
There's a long way to go this fight, and if anybody can rally in the late rounds, it's Margarito. That right hand whipping across. Didn't quite land solidly enough, but Mosley has shown speed and power.
I think Antonio needs to start concentrating on some body.
Absolutely, that's what I was about to say. If he gets in close, that's what he's going to have to do to slow down the speed, Rick. And that just means absorbing punches, sometimes trying to get in there and dig those body punches.
But he's been taking punches regardless on the outside, so he may as well stick to his game plan. But Shane Mosley, very smart, keeping that jab out there. True to the Paul Williams plan of attack, and a beautiful right by Shane as Margarito walks right into it.
Eventually, those right hands, guys, have to start having a cumulative effect on Antonio Margarito.
Because Mosley, I mean, he is really setting down on those. You talk about getting some leverage into your punches. Perfect. Well, what a chin by Margarito.
Saca la mano, Antonio. Let him go, Shane.
What a great punch he takes.
He'll keep coming. We've seen it time and time again.
Beautiful combination by Margarito, but here comes a response by Shane Mosley.
Digging to the body, Mosley inside. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clean punches on Margarito.
It was a combination of 7 punches that had no answer by Margarito.
And there he still is, guys. When have you seen a fighter with this an impressive an arsenal against such great competition as Mosley's shown so far tonight? Look at this. It is a clinic. Oh, right at the end. And Margarito just smiles.
Yeah, but Shane Mosley is going to erase that smile mighty quick if Margarito doesn't start establishing something in the ring. Because even with Cotto, he had something going. Here he's got nothing, and he's missing in on Nazim Richardson.
You set them up with their body shot. See, this guy ain't used to getting it back at the body. Take that jab, keep popping him up, stab him in his heart, rip around them sides. We gonna show him how he got to slow down. When he hit the pedal, ain't gonna be no gas in the car at the end of this. All right? Your combination, Shane, nobody in this division has as fast as yours. Run them combinations, knock the grease off this dude, and then swim without getting wet.
All right, another great round of action, and it was again dominated by the right hand and combinations of Sugar Shane Mosley. Just having a brilliant night.
And here we take a look at another one of those combinations that right at the end of the round landed cleanly, and the fans are starting to question Antonio Margarito at this point because it's another slow start. It happened at the Home Depot Center against Paul Williams, and Shane Mosley is keeping true to that form, and Margarito needs to get out of his funk.
Round number 5. How fast this is going.
I got the feeling that Margarito, with that last smile at the end of that round, when he said something to Shane, was like saying, man, you're good.
Yeah.
You're better than I thought.
Yeah.
And Shane is really quick tonight, and with Shane being able to establish his quickness and punching power, I think it was thought that it was going to be one or the other, not both, and he's been able to do both here in the first 5 rounds.
Well, look at the first few seconds of this round when Margarito is pushing Mosley back, and he's walking him backward. And Margarito walking forward. It looks like he has a little bit of a rhythm here at the start of the round.
He's changing up here. You're exactly right. He's moving forward. He's backing Mosley up a little bit. This is the Margarito we saw against Cotto. The right hand over the top. Good combination inside. And this thing could turn in a hurry.
We haven't seen an offensive attack this round yet from Mosley, but Margarito seems to be fighting his way back into the bout.
Good exchange, 2 right hands, both landed.
Mosley does something extremely well. He does a basket defense of his body as he knows that Margarito's about to throw, and he's catching a lot of the body shots with a forearm. Now that's good because it protects the body, but it'll tire his arms down the stretch as well.
And look at Margarito, he's working inside now. That right hand came across, but he's taking another one and another one. Margarito starting to get a rhythm inside, working into the breadbasket, and trying the uppercuts right there.
This is what I was talking about 2 rounds ago. A subtle change to start to happen, and I think we're seeing it right here. It's not a dramatic thing, but it's just a little subtle change in the way that this fight was going.
But Shane Mosley keeps his foot on the accelerator, continuing to land that right, and that's one of the most important things that he's going to have to do. Establish a jab, keep the right pumping, because if you let Margarito get into a 4 or 5 punch rhythm, it's going to be a long night.
Good exchange there on both parts. Margarito getting the worst of 2 of those punches, but I believe Margarito has figured a little bit of something out if he can continue to work on the inside. Because he does not have the reach advantage. There's a left hand from Mosley. Now if he starts that, that's not fair.
That's one of those things that, it's one of those shots that just gets your ear ringing and makes you lose your balance momentarily. And Shane Mosley throws some wrinkles into the game plan and connecting again with that right.
As Hank Richardson told Mosley, throw body punches, keep throwing body, because he's not accustomed to people coming back at him with body shots.
Stop at the belt.
And now he's hitting him with the left. There's the right hand over the top that's been there the entire fight, and that was a blistering fast round. A better round for Margarito, I would think.
But I don't know that it was enough, because he has still allowed this man's son, Jack Mosley, looking on ringside, not accustomed to seeing that, but he's got to be happy with what he's seeing.
Muy lento, mijo.
You're too slow, son.
No, ya. Suéltate, presiónalo. Que se hace como escurridizo. En cuanto corre y se regresa.
As soon as he throws, you've got to duck it and go. Do you understand me? That you hear me? You got to land that right. You've got to use your legs as well. You've got to angle and then throw to the body.
Better round for Margarito. Maybe not enough to win the round, but he was coming forward. There he tried to shoulder Mosley off of him, but Mosley stayed within range. So Mosley was able to land the punches. They're just more vicious exchange between the two. Whew.
And look how
what a pace.
Mosley's digging in and gritting his teeth. I was listening around press row, guys. The consensus here, it's 5-0 Mosley, and you know, there's only 7 rounds left, folks. So Margarito's in a deep hole, if that's true. Maybe 4-1 at most, I think. But
and that's one of the things. People knew Shane's chance to win tonight was going to be by decision and taking the first 5-6 rounds of the fight. He's done what he needed to do. Now he's got to be able to sustain the rhythm of the fight, and that's the question against a pressure fighter like Margarito.
And my question would be, will Father Time catch up with him? 12 rounds is a long time. Margarito closing in and defeats one on the inside.
I just cannot fathom the amount of right hands and compared to right hand misses that Mosley has landed tonight.
Setting it up with the jab perfectly there. Yeah, he's just working the left hand,
Hold his
guys.
head down, Shane. Let him go,
I thought
Shane.
you could make a case for Margarito having won that last round. But Mosley came on in the last minute, and he dominated the last minute of the round. So it may be a shutout at this point.
Break. Nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed.
Well, that's certainly something Sugar Ray Leonard, who's sitting ringside here, would appreciate. Doubling up on the jab.
Cabeza, watch your heads, gentlemen. Okay. Yeah, cuidado con la pinche
Margarito
cabeza.
just
Watch your
doesn't
head.
have that rhythm
All right, let's
he
go.
had
Now you're
against
two. You both okay.
Cotto,
Están bien los dos.
as he kept pressing forward and landing punches, as Cotto was like a whirling dervish around him. The difference has been the accuracy of Mosley. Oh, big right hand right there. I mean, how many more, guys?
And it's the audacity of Shane to stand there and to land it. And the lack of Margarito's ability to counterpunch him effectively. I think that's been the key, because if you remember the Cotto fight, Cotto got counterpunched. Here, the Tijuana Tornado is missing on the counterattack, and that's been the difference in the inability to wear down Shane Mosley so far.
Mosley all of a sudden is backing up Margarito.
You remember he did that against Mayorga when everybody thought he was going to be the man that would be backed up by the Nicaraguan former champ.
I'm looking at the face of Margarito.
Margarito's on the ropes.
You know, Margarito's beginning to look a little weathered and a little jaded in his face. If you take a look.
Yeah, big right hand from Mosley on the ropes. Oh, another right hand. Another right hand from Mosley. It's been there all night.
This is incredible. I thought maybe Mosley could win this fight, but it's a wipeout right now.
And it's better than the Cotto fight in terms of the opposition's ability to hurt Antonio Margarito. I think he's been surprised by the punching power of Sugar Shane Mosley, not to mention the speed of the man from Pomona, who tonight has a chance to win the welterweight title that he won in 1997 for the first time.
Wow. Huge round for Sugar Shane Mosley.
Take a listen to Javier Capetillo.
Tienes que entrar caminando para tu derecha.
You've got to come in walking towards your right. And that sets up your right. You're letting him take the initiative. You need to go to the body. Come on, you've got to start connecting. You've got to think about things.
Nelson,
You need to be active. You need to get out there. The governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, alongside Sylvester Stallone. Look at the tranquility in the blue corner of Shane Mosley.
He made no adjustment.
Again, having Margarito backed up against the ropes, which is people figured it was going to be the other way around, walking Margarito down, backing him up. That round really was an annihilation of Antonio Margarito by Sugar Shane Mosley.
And for the first
We're
time,
halfway home, scheduled for 12. And Margarito is beginning to sense some urgency, I would think.
and we talked about Shane Mosley erasing the smile off of his face. I think he did that in the last round, and he's continuing to do it here in the seventh.
And just the way the speed of the jab setting up the right hand. It's almost too easy. The right hand is almost too easy. Now we're going to check the tape.
You know, having predicted myself that Oscar De La Hoya would beat Manny Pacquiao, I was mad at myself after that fight because I've always said, and I've always maintained, that boxing is a speed sport. Speed of hand, and that's what Mosley has tonight.
Okay, that De La Hoya prediction. Whoa! And just roughing him up now.
And look at the legs of Antonio Margarito. He's not on firm ground in terms of standing in his ground and planting in order to connect against Shane Mosley, who's leaning his body against him and getting the best of the exchanges. Although there he takes a good uppercut by Margarito, but now it doesn't phase Mosley.
If this continues, we have a performance for the ages, folks.
Oh, yeah. Just stamp the man's ticket to Canastota.
If this continues,
Hands are free, gentlemen. Manos libres.
it'll be one of the great victories and performances, not just because he would win, it's the way he's winning. But anything can happen.
And we're talking about a guy who was a rather severe underdog to Antonio Margarito going
Don't
into
push
this
his head down, baby.
And
Don't
who
push
a
his
guy,
head. Stop.
and a man who, despite the fact that he's got 38 knockouts in 45 fights, Shane Mosley was always thought of as a guy who doesn't hit hard. but ask his opponent.
Oh, another right hand.
Ask Margarito, and I will after this fight.
Come on, Davis,
I
hands
don't
are
know if
free.
he'll be able to speak.
Hands are free. Just put your hand out, Shane. And your both hands will be free.
And listen, Antonio Margarito's a great fighter, folks. Make no mistake about it. Sometimes the matchups that matter, but we're not looking at a guy. Left hand now from Mosley.
And he switched to southpaw a little bit, and he said he has trouble with southpaws and guys who have longer reaches, and that's the case with Mosley. I think his reach and his speed both have really surprised Margarito, but I think the power of Mosley is the one thing that he never expected.
And then look at the defense, the head movement from Sugar Shane Mosley, pounding out with the jabs, following up the right hand.
Hands are free, they're clean.
Margarito's inefficiency to the body really has been the key to this game.
Mosley just dropped his hands and then said, bring it on. And Margarito attempted to, but not much damage.
Don't pull his head
I
down.
wouldn't be dropping my hands to Antonio
No,
Margarito.
but is Mosley showing contempt for him at this point? That would be a
10 seconds,
mistake.
stop at the bell.
He
Para
said,
la campana.
I have to keep myself from getting too overconfident. Obviously, he knew something, but I hope he remembers that all it takes is one mistake against a puncher like Antonio Margarito. And once again, goes to the corner, battered after 7. From now on, you got to go forward. That's it. You're going to resist his punches. Now we need you to be better offensively. You need to be explosive. You need to duck your head and then go with the right. This is your chance. Come on, this is your moment.
Very interesting round. Mosley was again reaching him with jabs, setting it up for his overhand rights, which have been unerringly accurate tonight.
Take another look at it. Just Antonio Margarito, his head steady and just getting rocked by Shane Mosley, not once, but twice. Very impressive performance by Shane Mosley as Margarito finally tries to muster some offense. But Margarito really has not been able to land flush, and more worrisome for the corners, the fact that his attack to the body has been non-existent.
Let me just bring up this possibility. If Margarito has withstood all of those hard right hands, is it possible that he can now do what his corner said, which is walk through him, you know he can't knock you out, and start turning this thing around?
He can continue to walk forward, but if he's not being effective with his punching output, as he gets rattled there once again by the left of Sugar Shane Mosley, it really doesn't matter if he can withstand the punches. It's a matter of him not being able to do anything to Sugar Shane Mosley offensively.
Certainly some of his power would have to have been sapped by all of the punches that he's taken. I mean, that's what Margarito is going for. Not only power, his incredible willpower. Now, willpower is probably still there, but it's tough when you eat that many blows.
Psychologically, he knows that so far he's been unable to do absolutely anything to...
But he's still clear. That's a good right hand. He's still clear. He's still looking forward. He doesn't look discouraged. He's just had too much speed to deal with, but here he comes. And one big punch from him might get the job done. You never know, to turn this thing around. This is his best round so far, I would think.
He landed a really good left hook to the head of Sugar Shane Mosley, who now is just leaning on him. And just exchanging small punches there. But Shane just continuing to attempt to wear down Antonio Margarito, much like he did Ricardo Mayorga, who was supposed to be the bigger, stronger man in the ring.
That was a close fight. This is not.
That's why you never know in boxing. Who would have thought that Mayorga would have a closer fight 8 rounds in than Antonio Margarito against Shane Mosley.
A whipping right hand once again as Mosley puts on a heavy bag clinic to the stomach of Margarito. He tries to come back with a right hand. Mosley shakes it off and then delivers a right hand of his own.
Landed a great shot to the body, and now he's the one having a giggle at the expense of Antonio Margarito's punches. Haven't seen that before.
It usually means he got hurt.
Hands are free, man, stop! Break, take a deep
Both
breath.
fighters taking a 5-second breather here. As Ortiz steps in. Slowly. Oh, left hand! Right hand! Mosley going in, he senses it. He's got him in trouble. 2 big punches. Can Margarito hold on? Mosley trying to close the show. Another big right hand. Margarito in trouble, wobbling. Mosley trying to finish it off here. 16 seconds, 15 seconds left in the 8th round. Margarito goes down.
Unbelievable drama.
And down goes Margarito to the ropes. He's still up, and down he goes. Sugar Shane Mosley. Sugar Shane Mosley.
5, 6, 7, 8. ¿Estás bien? Okay, camina,
He says he can continue. Can he do it? Can he survive this round? Raul Caiz at the bell, saving Antonio Margarito after a barrage of punches.
He's done. Look at his legs. He's wobbling back to his corner. They have to take him and practically lay him over the ropes.
I think he's done because he nodded at Sugar like, well done. And I don't know if it'd be wise to send it back out.
Javier Capetillo is trying to hide Margarito from Raul Caiz.
Dame el agua.
Give me the water. He's on my right. He's on my right. Is what Margarito's saying.
Well, he is not all right. Unbelievable drama before 20,000 unsuspecting fans who could have never envisioned this. And here it comes, the unbelievable offensive arsenal of Sugar Shane Mosley. Just too many blows. That left hook wobbled him, sent him into the ropes. And look at him follow up.
You talk about relentless. He had him there with the left hook. He saw that he was held up by the ropes, and he just kept teeing off on Margarito. And Capetillo asked Margarito, do you want me to stop this? And now Raul Caiz says, I want to see something from you, or else I'm going to stop this fight.
Raul Caiz looking intently at the champion. Antonio Margarito just had another jab right in his face. Will Mosley be cautious, or will he try to close quickly? There's another left. Margarito's done, folks. I have to believe.
Raul Caiz, I don't think will wait too long to stop the fight if he sees Margarito getting any.
Margarito's getting damaged badly. Another big right hand. Caiz not stepping in. Margarito somehow, by sheer force of will, still up on his feet.
He's giving him a champion's chance, but Sugar Shane Mosley.
Too big. He's got to stop this fight. In comes the towel. The towel comes into the ring.
Somewhere up in heaven, Archie Moore, Sugar Ray Robinson, Jersey Joe Walcott, old-timers who upset the odds at late ages are smiling down on Sugar Shane Mosley tonight.
Just too slow, just my opinion.
Look, here's the end, and I'll as we watch this and look at, you will see Shane Mosley not miss a punch practically. Of course, I don't think he missed the right all night, Alan. But I just got the punches in the last round, 21-0 for Margarito.
That's why I thought it was too many punches. I really do.
He was about
the towel was coming in before Caiz stopped it. But I don't want to take anything away from the greatness of Sugar Shane Mosley tonight. I said it about the 6th round, Rich. One for the ages. Do you concur? I mean, this will never be forgotten, this fight.
The stamp of greatness now is completely on Sugar Shane Mosley. There's no way that you can deny it. Look at him. That's your 4-1 underdog. Walking with his arms upraised to the corner.
And I mentioned I saw the towel come flying in because it was painful for me to watch, and I don't train him. I mean, here's Michael Buffer with the announcement.
The end comes at 43 seconds of round number 9. To the winner by knockout victory in one of the greatest performances of his Hall of Fame career. And once again, WBA welterweight champion of the world, Sugar Shane.
I think a lot of people came here tonight expecting to see a lengthy beatdown. They just didn't expect the guy that got beat down to be the one.